Welcome to CAS133, Beginning Computers in Microsoft Office, Columbia Gorge Community College, the Dalles, Oregon, Linda Hughitt instructor. I've been asked about taking tests in Moodle. So you're already logged into Moodle, you're on the class, you've been working on the class probably for a couple of weeks now, and you're headed down to week 3. In week 3, you have to start taking the test that's based on the book. Now in here, there is a PowerPoint on how to take tests, and the PowerPoint does have audio files that may supplement or help support this video. So you're in here. Now the first thing I suggest is you use Internet Explorer. So if you are in Google Chrome, or you are using Firefox, or you are using a Mac computer with Safari, not your best plan. And the reason it's not your best plan is you're going to put all your effort into taking your test, and I'm not going to get the answers. So get into Internet Explorer. If you need to, come up to the college campus or find another computer that's running Windows that has Internet Explorer available to you, and please use that. You come in here and you say, okay, I'm ready to take the test. I'm using Internet Explorer. You open it up and it'll go directly to your test. As you take the test, you're going to read each question. You're going to get your book out. You're going to look the information up. And of course, it's always best to take the test after doing the project it goes with, because you will have spent time reading and exploring that chapter as you did the project. For this purposes, I'm simply going to guess my way through it for you, so you can see this happen quickly rather than spending a lot of time in the process of actually taking the test. I doubt I'm going to get very many right, because every answer is not going to be a B. But again, it's the process of taking the test that you need to see. I have now just about come down to the bottom. It will require that you give an answer to every question. So should you skip a question either on purpose or by accident, you can go back and solve that before it'll take it. Now, there's a box right down here, and on some screens it's a little bit hard to see, but it says enter your name and click grade test button. So you're going to enter your name. You can use first and last or just first, but you must have your name on it. If not, anybody could submit anybody's test. So it's a security feature that I don't budge on. There's no flexibility. There's no, oops, I'm sorry, I forgot. Please accept my test anyway. No name, no test, no grade. Hit grade test. And unless you've done a score that is above 6 wrong, 6 or more, let's say 7 or more wrong, needs to be retested. I'm sure I would have to retest. So you need 1 wrong, 0 wrong, 1 wrong, 2 wrong, 3 wrong, 4 wrong, 5 wrong, 6 wrong. That's a C. That's the lowest C possible. There's no use bothering to turn anything in worse than that. So now at the bottom, sometimes people get confused because it'll say take another test. That take another test is for somebody like me that has done really extremely poorly on the test. There's no use for me to even continue right now. I should just go back and take another test. But let's say this was better. I have a fairly good score. I maybe have 1 or 2 wrong. If I put my mouse in here and I go Control A, it highlights everything, making sure it gets the words practice test, and don't let that throw you. This is the real meal deal. And you may take it as many times as you want, and you may use your book, so therefore it is, in a very big sense, a practice test, a learning experience. A Control C will get you a copy. Switch your tabs back to your test, and this is where you're going to upload your test. Edit my submission. Click my mouse and a Control V. Now in Internet Explorer, it usually asks if it wants you to really do that. My answer was, yep, please do that. Save changes, and I should be able to look at my test right there. And it's okay if these red X's are there. It's nice if they're not, but it's okay. As long as you have the red and green here, it's going to be an okay test. But I did a really crummy job. Or maybe I've got a C, but I'd like to see if I can get something better. So I put my C quality test in there, and I'm going to come back over, and maybe A's are a better choice. But I'm not going to erase that test yet, because what if I did worse than a C? If I erased that test before I know I've got a B, I could lose my C quality test. Wouldn't want to do that in case I got a D. And given what my last test looked like, this one can't be a whole lot worse. And maybe a little bit, actually. There were a few that were right. These questions do change slightly each time you take the test. They're drawn out of a database. So it is possible to be getting different questions. Grade the test. Oops, they all must be answered before it counts. I think I missed one here. Let's see if it goes now. Okay, I look down, see how I did. These are Word page 37, Word page 5, so I can go back and do some studying and looking. Okay, it's a little bit better. Put my mouse in, Control A, Control C. Go back to my other tab. And now I want to edit my submission. I want to get rid of that worst test and put in my better test. Click my mouse, remember Control A and the delete key. Control V, yes allow, and there is my brand new test, the second time, that hopefully now is a B instead of that C. Now I can scroll down, make sure it has the colors, and you're good to go. Now, one thing that sometimes people do is they give me a whole string of tests. Well, erase the old one before you put in the new one, or otherwise I grade the top one. The other thing is sometimes people only give me part of a test. They don't use the Control A and they don't get everything highlighted. The other thing that sometimes happens is people give me a test without their name on it. No name embedded. You cannot just type in your name and make me happy. Sorry, this is a picky moment. The other thing that sometimes happens is somebody inserts a test in the middle of a test. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, let's not do that. That gets really messy and hard for me to score. The other thing that sometimes happens that creates a real problem is either you take it in Google Chrome or you take it in Firefox or you take it in Safari or you're on a Linux machine or you're doing something different. And if the colors are not there, I don't grade it. That's simple. I do grade it without the marks here. The last thing that on occasion happens is somebody thinks they're going to store all their trial tests and dump them into a Word document. So they have like test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5, and they have all these documents. And now this is my best test. So I'm going to go to my Word document. I'm going to copy and paste it into Moodle, and everything's going to be fine. No, not really. Moodle takes all the colors out when it comes from Word. I don't know if it's Moodle's fault or Word's fault, but by the end, there's no color regardless. Won't work. So those are the hints and tricks for how to do a test using the textbook website. You may take it, again, as many times as you would like. You want at least 6 or fewer wrong. You want to put it directly from the testing graded page to the Moodle. Do not pass go. Do not go through Word. You want to use Internet Explorer. You may replace a test as many times as you would like and put in a better one. Don't erase one until you have a better one to put in, and hope these suggestions help you.